Welcome to the Storytime Podcast Season 1. I'm Tim.
I'm Adam.
And we are going through my first novel, Angelic Wars, Legend of the Godchild. Angelic Wars, Book 1. As the first book in the first season.
Yeah.
Well, it is the first season. We're not doing Season 1, Part 2, and it's on a novel. No. Yeah.
Okay, Tim's...
yeah, great. We're starting off great
this
today,
has been
Adam.
a great opening.
Yeah, it's so great. If you don't know what we do here, Adam reads a chapter of one of my stories, and then afterwards we discuss that chapter and the stuff before it, and see how it comes together. The origins came from Skylar Grant, though we knew that was going to be a joke.
That's a joke. That's a meme show right there.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, come on. We constantly said at the end, Skylar's the main character, and Jenna's dad is dead.
Well, you know, that happens.
Yes, it does. So, but we're trying to take this a little bit more seriously.
Trying to.
We do have a few of our little catchphrases, but we're taking it a little more seriously than absolutely joking around, not knowing where the story is going. I know where the story is going. I transcribed this entire novel over the summer because I screwed it up years ago. Anyway, before we get to the reading, if you're going to enjoy this podcast episode, we'd love it if you'd hit that like button. No, don't just hit it. Smash it. And do it as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
And subscribe, because I got writing content on this channel. With that said, if you don't want some writing content after this, go check out Adam's channel of bad gameplay.
Yes, ZOP Gaming.
Yeah, they're just the worst over there.
We are the best at being mediocre.
Mm-hmm. Except for the one guy who just started posting some videos on there.
He's the best at being the worst on the channel.
He's the best at God of War because he's just great. And just remember, go over there, tell Adam the axe was always in my hand.
It's not.
With that out of the way, let's get to the reading and we'll come back afterwards for the discussion.
Chapter 14. The Child. Cyrus flew higher into the bright blue sky. Kiana remembered the feeling when the drag pent had her around her waist and flew. This time it was different. Cyrus held her to his chest, holding her legs below her knees as she wrapped her arms around his neck. He was going very fast and flew higher than the drag pent did. "You're not going to drop me?" Kiana asked. "No," Cyrus said. Why do you think that?" "I don't know," Kiana replied. "Okay," Cyrus said. "Don't worry. I'm not going to let you go until we land." "Good," Kiana said. "Where are we going?" "To a cabin on the mountain," Cyrus said. "You'll be safe there." "How long until we get there?" Kiana asked. "We have passed it already," Cyrus said. "I want them to think I'm taking you far enough away so they won't try to come after us." I thought it would be safer the farther you take me," Kiana said. "True," Cyrus said. "If they think you are further away and you actually aren't, by the time they find you, this whole ordeal will be over." "Okay," Kiana said. Cyrus flew for a few more minutes, then stopped and hovered with his wings flapping to keep them in the air. He quickly looked around, like he could see for miles on end in great detail. Then he finally looked straight at the mountain. "Okay," Cyrus said. "We're going to head down to the cabin, but we are going to move in fast and low, so hold on tight." Before Kiana could even say anything, Cyrus had taken off at twice the speed he had been traveling and headed straight for the mountain. At the angle he went, it was almost like he was flying straight down. As the trees got closer, Kiana had a flashback to when the drag pent was trying to land in the backyard of Dr. Toller's. This time it felt different. She wasn't afraid. The trees came closer and closer, and at the last second, Cyrus changed his direction and flew right over the top of the trees. He flew only for less than a minute before he stopped completely and was straight up, and his wings flapped as he lowered into the trees. After several minutes, he landed on the ground. He bent over as he lowered Kiana's feet to the ground. Once she felt the ground, she slowly let go of his neck. Kiana quickly took a few steps back and looked at Cyrus. "You're an angel." Kiana said, "Yes." Cyrus said, "You didn't have wings until you started running away," Kiana said. "Where did they come from?" "Being an angel, Cyrus, we have two bodies. The human one you see now and my actual angel one. Only when I'm in my actual body do my wings stay on my back. However, when I'm in my human body, I can call upon them at any time. It is hard to explain what they are when I use them in this body." "Oh," Kiana said. "They aren't real?" "Not really," Cyrus said. "Here, try and feel them." Cyrus brought one of his wings forward and Kiana went to touch it, but her hand went right through it. It was like a ghost. She could see the wings, but her hands would go right through them when she tried to touch it. "This is so weird," Kiana said. "You have no idea," Cyrus said. "Besides, your sister, you're the only other human to see my wings." "So you don't show your wings very often?" Kiana asked. "Not really," Cyrus said. "There are so many of us. Most of us don't even ever get to reveal ourselves to a human." "Oh," Kiana said. "Well, I'm glad you got two chances." "Thanks," Cyrus said. "Where's the cabin?" Kiana asked, changing the subject. "Turn around and you'll see it," Cyrus said. As Kiana did, she couldn't believe how big it was. It was about 3 times the size of a normal cabin, and there was a great pine tree coming out of the center of the cabin, which made it so hard to find the cabin. Kiana couldn't wait to see what the inside looked like. She ran up to the door and opened it and ran in. She expected to see the trunk of the tree, which was over the middle. However, there was no trunk. It was just a huge open space, with 2 new couches, which were by the fireplace. A small wall divides where the kitchen was. Right next to the kitchen was a hallway that led to the bathroom and 2 bedrooms. "Where's the trunk of the tree?" Kiana asked when Cyrus joined her inside the cabin. "Cool, is it not?" Cyrus said. "We work for the Almighty. He can do some pretty amazing things." "I guess so," Kiana said. Do you have anything to eat?" "Check the kitchen," Cyrus said. "We keep this cabin well stocked. However, before you grab something, we need to talk." "About what?" Kiana asked. "I need to go back for your sister," Cyrus said. "I need to leave you alone for a while. This cabin has everything you need. Food, a restroom, which is down the hall. Also, there is a good selection of music and books to read." "How long are you going to be gone?" Kiana asked. "I don't know," Cyrus said. "However, there is a chance that one of the dragpents or another creature could find this place. So I'm going to leave you a weapon to use if they do come." Cyrus reached into his trench coat and pulled out a pen and put it into Kiana's hand. "This is a weapon?" Kiana asked. It looks like a pen." "If you push the top button," Cyrus went on, instead of the tip coming out, a nail will shoot out, followed by a bright flash of holy light. This will kill any creature from the fallen army. Monono has a few angels still with him. If they come after you, this light will weaken them greatly, if not send them to the abyss. It will only work once, so only use it if you really need to. I'll come back and check on you in a little while. There's a fire already going in the fireplace. Stay inside, because you never know where a spy might be." "Okay," Kiana said. "Good," Cyrus said as he turned toward the door. "How do you know Sage?" Kiana asked. Cyrus turned around and looked at Kiana. You said you knew him," Kiana said. "Well," Cyrus said. "Get into the chair," Dr. Toller said, pushing Natalie. "So you thought you would get your sister out before anyone knew you were here?" "That was the plan," Natalie said. I guess it didn't work. At least you don't have the one you want. You're wrong on that, Daniel said. We thought we wanted your sister, but it was you who we really needed. Oh, Natalie said. You've got that right, Dr. Toller said. Just to make sure, let's take a look at your forearm. Dr. Toller grabbed her right forearm and pulled up her sleeve, turned the forearm over, and saw the mark. We have the right person, Dr. Toller said. Now we can move on with the plan. Where's Manono when you need him? The whole house shook, and the door at the top of the stairs opened, and Manono walked down until he reached the floor. He made his way over to Natalie. When he reached her, he grabbed her right forearm and checked it, make sure she has the mark. We've already made sure, Dr. Toller said. After the failures you have made, I wanted to make sure for myself, Manono said. Now that we have the right girl, let's get this over with. I've waited way too long for this moment. Dr. Toller went over to the drawer and opened it and saw the scroll was no longer there. His head quickly shot up, and he called Daniel over. When he looked into the drawer, he was shocked to see it gone as well. Did you move it? Dr. Toller asked. No, Daniel said. I put it here after you told me to. What is taking so long? Manono said. Where is the scroll? It isn't where we last placed it, Daniel said. You lost the scroll? Manono shouted. Possibly, Dr. Toller said. You'll never find it either, Natalie said. You took it, Dr. Toller said, running over to her and grabbing her by the shirt and lifting her up into the air. You got that right, Natalie said. I put it in my backpack that my sister has now. Your sister has the scroll, Manono said. Yep, Natalie said. Well, you have her locked up in the cell, Manono said. Get her out here now. We don't have the girl's sister anymore, Dr. Toller said. What? Manono shouted. We caught her when she came to rescue her sister, Dr. Toller continued. However, it wasn't until after she freed her sister and pushed her out of a window with the backpack. Before I found her, I saw another angel fly off with your sister, Daniel said. Daniel, a voice said from atop the stairs, could I have a minute with David? I have something to tell him that you don't need to know. You're dead, Daniel said. I am a master of the dark arts, Dr. Piper said. I don't die that easily. Now, if you would not mind, please leave. David, Daniel said. Go on, Dr. Toller said. Daniel didn't like the idea of leaving David alone with Manono and Dr. Piper. Something did not seem right, but he listened and headed up the stairs after Dr. Piper had moved out of the way. Once he reached the basement floor, once Daniel had shut the door, the two doctors began to talk. You know, I have always found you an interesting person, David, Dr. Piper said. You little rat, Dr. Toller said. I told you to call me Dr. Toller. We are in the middle of something right now. Also, what is up with two marks? This girl and her sister. All have a mark on them, but in different locations. You will never know, Dr. Piper said. Since you no longer have any power over me, I am no longer doing your work. Remember that candle. It's still burning, Dr. Toller said. If you do one thing of your magic, you will instantly be hit 3 times with whatever you do to me. Oh, please, Dr. Piper said. I was able to pass that stupid magical charm the day you told me about it. Yes, I would have been bound by the rules, but if I was a weakling, however, I'm far stronger than you will ever know. You little rat, Dr. Toller said. I'm going to kill you. Dr. Toller started to walk towards him when Monono put his hand out and stopped him. When Dr. Toller looked up at him, he had a smirk on his face. How do you think I knew where the scroll was? Monono asked. I'm not sure, Dr. Toller said. You are so blind to what is right in front of you, Monono said. Your connections would have never brought you the information you know right now about the scroll. Since the scroll is powerful, I've spent years ridding the world of anyone who knew about the scroll in great detail, making sure that most people didn't believe it really existed. Only rumors and possible text I allowed to stay around that mentioned such a scroll. However, with no other proof of its existence other than the rumors and brief writings, it would quickly become a false artifact. When you failed, Dr. Toller said, many good archaeologists would have heard of the skull. Yes, Monono said. However, none of them believe it is real. Not even you. Until you received it. I have followed you around for years. And no, you didn't believe in the scroll's existence. I don't deny that I once didn't believe, Dr. Toller said. Now I know it is real. You see what Monono is saying? Dr. Piper said. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be here now. I was the one who told him that you had the scroll. You see, since he made the scroll a myth by getting rid of anything that would prove it was real, no one would be able to give you the information. You don't have the connections deep enough into the world of sorcery to get that information. That's not true, Dr. Toller said. Daniel's wife, Alyssa, knows people who are heavy into witchcraft. Not deep enough, Dr. Piper said. If you haven't figured it out by now, Monono and I have been using you. We needed the Godchild, and with the Almighty not allowing Monono to get close enough to the people he thought might be the person, we needed someone who had connections all around and would be able to find out for us. Now that you've brought the one we need, we have no more use. Now you can go to hell, Monono said as he stepped out of the way of Dr. Toller. As soon as he stepped out of the way, a creature shot up from the ground, standing in front of Dr. Piper. Very tall, with a black trench coat with a hood over its head. Only a red eye with a scar going through could be seen, other than its sharp teeth. The right sleeve of the coat had been ripped off, revealing long muscular arm with black zinc. The left sleeve just hung there like nothing was in it. Suddenly, a long blade shot out of the tater end. The coat opened up at the bottom, showing the creature's gargoyle legs. Let me introduce you to this creature you didn't know about, Dr. Piper said. It's called a shadkin, and it moves through the world, through the shadows and darkness. You have heard of demon-possessed people. Well, this is the creature who is usually the one in control. What about the drug pens? Dr. Toller asked. They only use the skin of the person they kill, Dr. Piper said. Shadkins take over the body without killing the person. But for you, we can make an exception. Oh, before you die, I think you should know my actual name. It's Troll. Dr. Toller was shocked at the name, like he had heard it before. Then he saw the Shadkin was moving towards him, so he began to step backwards until he hit a corner. The Shadkin slowly approached its victim. As it reached striking distance, the creature raised its long blade and with a quick upward slash, dropped Dr. Toller's lifeless body to the ground. Natalie couldn't believe what she just saw. Monono, Troll said. We need to get that scroll back. I know, Monono said. However, we have a problem. Rumors are going about that Michael is on the mountain. Look for his sword. When? Troll asked. I thought you said he disappeared. He did, Monono said. I guess he's back, and he wants his sword. If he gets that sword and comes after us, Troll said, we don't stand a chance at achieving our goals. I know, Monono said. I have already sent pretty much of my cousin to where the sword is. They will stop him. From what I heard, he cannot use his actual power until he gets his sword. He will not get his sword unless he destroys all of my forces. What about the scroll? Troll asked. I do believe we have one Shadkin still here, Monono said. We also have a new host for it to use. Shadkin, take control of Toller's body and search all the hiding spots the righteous use for shelter. If you find the girl, kill her and bring her back here. The Shadkin nodded its head and disappeared. And the next thing Natalie saw was Dr. Toller's body stand up with his eyes completely black with a purplish glow. Natalie was frozen as she looked into the eyes of a dead man, now under the control of a creature of the fallen.
We got a troll, Adam. We're dealing with a troll.
There's a troll in the house.
Yes, there is. There's a troll. Wait. It is troll, right? Not...
It's Traol. Troll.
Trowel. I don't know what I was thinking.
Jacob is such a better name.
I don't know what I was thinking. I knew I wanted him to have a magical, sounding like wizard name.
A wizard name.
Or not, but
you could have just named him Harry then.
But I just didn't know what. I don't even know how I came up with that. I could not tell you to this day, how I came up with troll. So I'm just gonna refer to him as troll.
Troll.
We got a troll. We're dealing with a troll. And awesome fact, Jacob Piper is such a prick.
Absolutely.
He's such a troll.
Yes.
That's why his name is Trowel. He wanted to make it difficult to say it. I think I actually hit the A button instead of the L for a second time.
But that still would have been TRLOL. Troll.
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 It's Latinish for troll. Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Oh,
Do I
God.
actually have real Latin in this?
I also love the fact that, the bad guys all come together to find out that they screwed up.
Okay, we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. I just wanted to start this off with we're dealing with a troll.
Yeah, there's a troll out there.
There's a troll, and he's such a prick.
Absolutely. The biggest prick you've ever pricked.
All right, so let's start with the big picture here. Overall of the chapter, your thoughts.
Damn good and funny. It did get a little monotonous near the end, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
it's Monona doesn't need all of these talking lines. I'll be really honest. It's kind of tough on the voice.
You're the one who decided to go Voldemort.
I know.
Speaking of that, since we're bringing it up, it was so nice of Monona to step aside and let Voldemort show up,
just take over.
You can clearly see I was reading Harry Potter at this point,
I know.
which I was. I had started the series at this time, and it's clearly I was going with Harry. I was going for Voldemort. I said, no, you're boring. Let's bring in Voldemort.
He can't interact with them unless something happens. And it happened. You didn't really see it. It just happened off screen, off page.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay. Let's get back to the beginning. I just wanted to because it's a joke. Okay. Let's start with Kiana and dealing with Cyrus and all them. Okay.
Are you gonna drop me?
Yes.
Why? Like that. His only legit response should be, What?
Yeah.
No.
I wrote down after you read that line. I'm like, I'm pretty sure in my original draft, the drag pin plays with her by taking her up high and purposely dropping her to be cruel, and that's why she says that here.
I mean, that would make more sense.
Yes,
but she's never been dropped, so
no. And I'm pretty sure, almost certain now, that this draft is me taking pieces, rearranging them, rewriting portions of it without ever going through and making sure everything made sense, because I was giving up. I wasn't giving up on it yet. I was firmly into Marks of Lyra at this point, but I was done with this because I didn't think I could come up with a story, a story arc for all my ideas.
But you kept going.
Well, no, I eventually would come up with this idea on how to do it, but by this point I was kind of like, I'm on Marks of Lyra. That's the story I'm focusing on. That's going to be my first novel in that book. It wouldn't be in 2009 when I started watching Supernatural, and because I learned that angels were started showing up there, and I actually started to watch that, and that somehow that helped me come up with these cool ideas.
All right,
which I would end up giving up on for almost for a few years, but. Yeah, that whole line is, I'm almost certain it was from an earlier draft that I never took out.
Probably.
Yep.
Are you going to drop me? No. What? No. Why? I'm on your side.
And we're back to one-word responses.
Yep.
Or answers.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep. That's about it.
You know me, I love my one-word responses.
Oh. Kiana said. Okay. Cyrus said. That was...
Except for when it comes to someone who you've chosen a really raspy voice. I give him a lot of words.
So many words.
Hey, you're the one who decided to go that way.
You know what? It was better than trying to go deep and gravelly. I would have ruined myself with deep and gravelly, actually.
Yes, you would have. You'd go into work and you're like, I can't talk because...
Yeah. No, it wouldn't even be work. I'd be recording for my channel on the day after we record, and that would not have gone well at all.
It's they'd be jokingly like, Adam, why can't you talk? Why can't you talk?
I hate you guys so much.
Having to call, what was it, Mayhem?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really talk because I ruined it.
Oh, no. No, I found that when I lose my voice, one of two things happens. I either end up having the permanent raspy going on.
Okay.
Hi, everybody, how's it going? Or I have to drop it down an octave, and I'm suddenly talking like this because this is the only way I can get words out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it sucks.
All right. What do you think of Kiana and Cyrus's portion of the story?
Not bad. I mean, I'm glad that, we see where Kiana's going.
Yep.
You catch up and you finish off with Kiana and Cyrus taking off from the house.
Yep.
So, okay. Yeah, cool.
I point out here,
The cabin's pretty freaking awesome too.
yeah, the tree.
It seems way bigger in the description than when we get inside. It's almost like there's some smaller on the inside technology.
Yes.
It's the opposite of Doctor Who.
Because Doctor Who sucks.
No,
That's
it doesn't.
That's why you go with
It's
smaller.
the greatest ever.
I did point in here, Cyrus. He can't just say holograms to describe his wings.
Nope.
Too hard. Nope. There's not a word that can describe something that looks like it's there, but isn't
But it's
physical.
not.
No word exists in any
Nope.
language ever.
Ghost-like.
Um,
Yeah, and we end off with Kiana suddenly being like, "How do you know Sage?" He's like, "Wait, what? I'm supposed to be taking off, and now you're gonna?
Yeah.
You're the only one who's asked me the most obvious question.
because Natalie, who had so many questions,
Couldn't even think of that one.
Yep. I also point like when Cyrus says he's shown his wings to two people, and Kiana's like, I'm glad you got to show at least two people. He doesn't sound very happy that he showed anybody.
I know.
Like he's like,
I had to do this
I
twice.
had to show people. God damn it! I lost the pool.
You mean me? Damn it!
Yeah, me damn it. Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's the Almighty, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
he has way more ability and understands
Adam,
what's going on.
Adam, we haven't even gotten to those parts yet.
Oh God!
Like, we haven't even gotten to the good stuff. Like, really,
Oh, Cyrus.
that really kind of hits out of the park that he's the Almighty. Like,
It's gonna be subtle foreshadowing, like how Sage was subtly
no.
foreshadowed.
The thing is, like, when I wrote this, Cyrus was not the Almighty. I was not writing him to be the
You
Almighty.
just did it by accident.
It's just how it came out. I never planned. Cyrus was always supposed to be a common angel. I wanted an idea at the point. I wanted to do, because in this I did some research in angelology and found all the different types of angels. I wanted to have
The rankings.
yeah. I wanted to have an angel that was a common that moved up and had different forms and powers. Of course, this is trying to do this at the beginning of a writing career and never writing really before.
Yep.
And I didn't know how to do that. So, but that's what the whole purpose of Cyrus was there, so he'd get promotions and change and access different abilities. I ended up writing basically a subtle hint that, this guy, clearly the Almighty.
Yeah. Yeah. You did.
Without ever trying to put that in there. And like I said, we haven't gotten to the juicy stuff. We only really kind of, honestly, I don't think the spotlight method for Sage is here. The only reason why we're referring to that he might be more
Yeah.
is because I've said it before.
Yeah. You have.
There are some things here that you can, when you look at them, like, okay, yes. But if I didn't say that, would people be thinking that?
That's true.
When we get to the other ones, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more, wait a second.
Yeah.
But, and then until I realized what he is, and he's a common angel, and then we're not doing that anymore. I don't know. But yeah, I wrote that. Also, the things for Keanu to do. You notice how movies or TV shows are not mentioned?
Yeah.
Probably because movies are evil.
Movies bad.
They're from Hollywood. They put sinful things in, like dicks on covers of animated movies.
You only see it if you're trying to look for it. Why are you looking for dicks on the covers of movies?
I know.
Stop looking for it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and there's proof here, Adam,
Yes.
that I can now sue Rick Riordan and become a millionaire. He stole my idea that a pen is a weapon. Clearly, I mean, sure, mine's a bomb that's gonna shoot off, explode with bright white light, something white. And his is a sword.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. My idea first. He clearly saw this when I posted it online decades ago.
Because, you know, the phrase is, the pen is mightier than the sword. So it can't be a sword.
Yes.
It can be a bomb.
Yeah, exactly. He clearly stole it from
Also,
me.
you kind of stole that from James Bond.
I know what you're talking about.
GoldenEye.
Never seen it.
Literally, there is a pen that is a bomb.
Never seen it.
Well, lucky you then.
I was just looking for a kind of holy light bomb because I wanted to do something like that. And I was like, a pen.
The holy hand grenade. Sorry. The holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Where's that?
Monty Python?
I'll tell you, you're going with the holy hand grenade from Worms, Armageddon.
It's the same one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Holy hand grenade.
1,
Oh!
2, 5, 3, sir. 3.
I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4.
You're still obsessed with that one. That is such an old meme, dude. Ugh. I can't believe it.
Oh, no, it's become... I'm obsessed with it because apparently after 4, when I had to count numbers at work, I lose track. I'm always off by 1. 1 over or 1 under when I have to count my kids. Somehow.
How?
Because Tim can't count.
Wow.
I'm always looking at...
This is why you could never work with me.
I
Because we do a lot of counting.
Oh, clearly. I go look at my numbers. I'm like, I count them multiple times. I get the same thing. Like, I turn to an assistant. And I'm like, can you count? I have this many on my sheet. I'm counting, but I'm counting this many kids, and they can go and count and like, and then they fix it. And they figure out like, oh, you didn't have this person checked in, or, no, you're right. I counted that many. I'm like, and
What is wrong with me?
And the days I actually get it right on the first try, I'm like, 10 can count today. For how long? We will see.
We don't know, but so far it's working.
Yes. But yeah. Also, the way this scene ends, I am almost certain this is where Keanu was supposed to get saved. There was a possibility it's not until later when Sage shows back up. Oh. After have gotten his sword. If he gets that, because I'm not spoiling anything.
Well, I mean, let's move on to the Natalie and the bad guys.
I removed that scene, even if it's not here or later. I removed it because this is supposed to be a Christian novel, but for secular people. And having someone get saved wouldn't be good enough. Like, I think I have to kind of do off scene, like they're gonna pray, but you don't actually get the prayer.
Oh, okay.
But that makes no sense for something that Keanu does later on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, again, I removed something, didn't check other things.
And then kept going with it.
Yep. All right, let's move on to Monono.
Yes, Monono. Dr. Toller. Daniel.
No, Daniel.
Oh, sorry, Daniel.
You and the
Dr.
D names.
Toller.
David.
Monono. And then a fourth.
Yes. Jacob Piper has returned. I mean, sorry, the troll.
Troll.
The prick himself is back.
He's. But I love the fact that Natalie just she's being interrogated.
Yep.
Like, hey, where's your sister? You know, what's going on? How did you get in here? You know, getting nailed with questions. And Natalie is just giving the information up so easily.
Well, she's a 14-year-old girl.
I mean, she's also bragging about the scroll being gone.
Well, yeah, she's a 14-year-old girl. She's like, she says, well, you don't have the person you need anymore. Haha, I knew it was me. You can't do anything because my sister has the scroll. We took it. She has it. You gotta find her.
Thank you for letting us know where it is.
But she doesn't know that Cyrus is there. So it's like, why are you saying this? I mean, if she knew Cyrus was there,
Yeah.
okay, Cyrus took her. She's gonna assume he's gonna protect her.
Yep.
So she could brag. No, she doesn't even know.
No.
As far as she knows, Kiana's in the woods somewhere,
Yep.
and she's bragging about that. You gotta find her.
Yep.
This is totally a YA novel.
That is the most YA thing. I also call it the Nickelodeon thing.
Oh, yeah.
The Disney Channel thing, where every single kid just gives up information to these adults who are totally supposed to be in control.
Yep.
And get out-thought by a teenager.
Yeah, because we're getting it from a teenager's perspective.
I know.
Adults are dumb. They know they're smarter than adults.
Except for the fact that every adult in reality would just be like, I locked the doors. Why are you trying to open the doors? but I should be able to escape. No, that's why we captured you so you won't escape.
But it's part of my main character abilities.
You're not the main character. Skylar Grant's the main character. And this isn't even the story that he's in.
No. And Jenna's dad is dead. Still. Well, technically, when this book was written, Skylar Grant hasn't happened yet. Skylar will be the main character. And Jenna's dad will eventually be dead.
Which will make her the other main character.
Will make her a total badass.
Yep.
But yeah. So, I wrote down here for no.
Yeah.
He clearly likes to make an entrance.
Oh, absolutely.
The house shakes every time he shows up.
Boom. He's like, "What's up? I'm here." Now, the best way to talk about him descending the stairs would be gliding down like smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he likes to show up in fog.
Yeah.
And everything.
So it doesn't even look like he's walking. He just glides down the stairs, and you're like, I don't even know how you're doing that, dude.
I love how they're trying to explain to him no about why Kiana got away.
Yeah.
That she got away because they went out to lunch because they were setting a trap.
Yeah.
For
They're like, we were following your orders.
Yes, but they couldn't say that to him. Yeah, after we did what your orders to lure her here, which we didn't need to do because she just came on her own.
She was already here.
We decided to take a lunch, not realizing she was stupid enough to come here on her own before we could actually activate.
We forgot the internet was a thing.
Yeah.
And we were not expecting her to show up this early.
But we caught her just in time.
In fact, there's a note at her parents' house right now to come here to find her sister. Like, we went there and delivered it.
One of our Shadkins is just waiting at the house.
It would have been a drag pent.
One of the Shadkins is waiting at the house. Not her house, the apartment. You know the crime scene?
The crime scene. Where we have a dead body.
Just waiting to be discovered.
Even if nobody heard anything.
Yep.
For reasons.
They were all out partying except for Mrs. Rose, who had her hearing aid off.
Hearing aids out, and she's asleep.
Yep.
Yeah, they were, and so yes, Raven is still rotting. It's been maybe 2 days now?
Oh no, this is only a day. This is still the next day.
Oh yeah, this is still the next day. So yes, you have a body still bleeding out.
So you want to make this situation a whole lot worse?
Oh yes.
Let's make it a whole lot worse. The reason why is not because she had her hearing aids out. Mrs. Rose has passed away in her room.
She's dead in the other room.
Yeah, she's in the other apartment. She's dead too. Now there are 2 dead bodies. One from murder, cold-blooded murder, and the other one from because time finally caught up to her. Because time just caught up with her.
Sage was supposed to check in on her every day. And then he took off. He abandoned everyone.
That's a great main character.
3 days ago.
Who's not the main character anymore.
Not at all.
Like, couldn't figure out what to do with his quest.
Oh. You know, one rewrite, you actually have to write his quest.
Oh, I know. Well, I could actually have a better understanding of how to do the quest now. But back then, like, I didn't know. how to do what kind of quest to do. My first time writing a novel. I was still trying to put together Forbidden Realm and
Jeez.
figure that out, which I still never have.
You know, Forbidden Realm is no.
Forsaken Realm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Forbidden Realm is what.
Forgotten Realm.
Forgotten Realm, Forbidden, Forsaken. Yeah.
One of those F realms.
Yeah, exactly. How is David not more worried about Jacob's return? He's like, you're dead. And then he immediately gets over that he came back to life.
Yep.
And more concerned that with other elements.
I like Daniel is also like, hey, Monono and Jacob are like, leave.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
you know what? I'm just going to go upstairs.
If you're going to kill David, why are you going to leave someone else?
I would do it right in front of everyone.
Like, why are you letting him live?
Because you need him.
Oh, because he didn't piss you off? I mean, I guess
Which
it
is
can make
weird
sense.
because he was part of the crew that was supposed to secure Kiana and secure the scroll. And you did neither.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. Like, why does Daniel get a pass and David doesn't?
I don't know. Now, them slowly revealing that they have manipulated David into doing what he has done is genius.
Oh,
And then being like, we don't need you anymore.
I'm going to completely ruin that when I bring back David back from the dead.
You son of a... Like,
And then
Like,
immediately kill him off.
not Shadkin, but truly bring him back.
Truly bring him back.
What the...
For one chapter.
Oh, come on!
I'm not going to explain how it happens, but he comes back for one chapter.
You had a man cut in half, swiped down vertically, killed, and then brought back to life by having a Shadkin take over the body.
Which, by the way, we got a little lore in Shadkins.
Yeah.
They're the ones that mostly possess people.
Also, this is the first time we're ever seeing them.
Well, true. But, I mean, the idea that we're getting a little bit more... Oh, it's not
Also,
angels who are possessing them.
They got one strong... Like, hey, here's my strong arm. And then the other arm is nothing?
It's based
And where did the sword come from?
The Shadkin is based off a character drawing a friend of mine from Bible College did that I incorporated into Forbidden Realm. But then when I decided to do a shadow the Shadkin, I liked the kind of sort of the look for it, but changed it up. And the guy had one arm, like a long sleeve with a sword coming out of it, and I just liked that look. So I took that, and I just changed it up, giving him a hood of a cloak. And the other arm, it's supposed to be nice, long. It's supposed to be long and toned, not like buff. But I think they didn't change that until the Veil Trilogy. I think that's when I changed it to more of a lean arm, but I'm not sure for what it was. But also originally I tried to link this story up with Forbidden Realm, and Sage's name, I kid you not, was the same name as my main character for Forbidden Realm, Rike.
Yeah.
And then I decided I'm gonna keep these two separate things. They're not gonna be there, so I can't use Rike again. Even though I really like that name, I can't have two different characters named Rike.
I also love the description of the the sleeve that doesn't have much of anything in it. It has a tatered end.
Tatered end.
It has a tater end.
You've never heard that before.
Tattered? I've heard of tattered.
Nope. You clearly
Not a tater.
You need to broaden your horizons and your knowledge at them, because that is totally a thing.
I also love the fact that Toller realizes as everything's going on, I'm going to die here. And he very, very quickly tries desperately to be like, no, I can still help you. I have all of these connections. And they're like, you mean, he's like Daniel's wife. And he's like, well, Daniel's upstairs. We don't need you to get to his wife. The derp.
Well, I find that interesting that you take it that interpretation of what he was doing, which is not what I was going for.
Oh, okay.
It was going for, no, I do have connections deep into the magic community. Daniel's wife. Like, he's trying to show Tuller, the troll, that he has these connections. And the troll is going like, not deep enough.
No, dude.
Until it's deep enough.
Like, I kind of feel that it should be more that in a rewrite, because Daniel was not there for Jacob's death.
Yeah.
So for him, he'd just look up and go, hi, Jacob. Because Jacob actually is the one who introduced him to his wife. Once again, Piper and Monono have been moving strings for a lot longer than we think.
That would make sense if this isn't a trap by the Great Dragon.
Yes.
Oops, spoilers.
Yeah. But like, showing that Monono and Piper have been manipulating all of this all along.
But the point is, it's to make then to add the other layer of, no, Dr. Tuller's manipulating them.
What?
That's what I go for.
What the hell?
That's what I'm going for. When he comes back, it's going to be revealed.
He's been manipulating an ancient wizard who cannot be killed easily and a fallen angel.
Yes, because he's a servant of the Great Dragon. And he's actually apparently more powerful and more knowledgeable than Troll.
What the hell?
Than the Troll. We'll get there in about 3 chapters, I think.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow.
I think it's about 3 chapters.
Okay.
So, we'll see.
I mean, overall, I actually enjoyed performing this one.
Yeah. We also got some mentions of Michael looking for his sword.
Enemy Sage.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because, Sage is on a mission to find a sword right now, and then they mention that Michael, who is clearly the Archangel Michael, is looking for a sword.
Well, yeah, now where you spoiled it, I was going to go for it to like, oh, Michael's going to look for it as well. Then you get the reveal that Sage is him.
No.
And the people go, oh my God.
Nope.
No. I know. So as soon as I said that, I'm like, yep, everyone's going to know that Sage is Michael. When I was typing something, like, yep, we now know.
It's kind of obvious.
Well, no, we knew he was going to be an angel.
Well, yeah.
Now, as soon as you say this, Michael's back. If I said he wasn't looking for the sword, yes, you can make it the case that Sage isn't there. As soon as you say he's looking for his sword,
Yep.
we know, oh, it's Sage. Oh, so Sage is Michael. Got it. That's the reveal.
Yep.
Nope. Again, shine that big old spotlight on things.
No.
Well
now,
before
if
this was the reveal.
Well, I have moved my forces to protect the relic or the artifact or something like that so that Michael will never be able to find it, or he'll have to go against his vow and destroy innocents.
Oh, and by the way,
Turns out none of them are innocent, so.
All of Monono's forces, most of Monono's forces went to protect this sword. So his entire forces are made up of 5 Dragpins and I think 3 Chetkins?
Okay.
And then we immediately get again later on told that is not true. Because there's some scenes where there's a lot more Dragpins around.
Yeah.
Though I guess you can make a case for something. We'll wait until we get to that.
All right.
From the case, you could make a potential case. In a rewrite, you have to put it in there a little bit more, but you could make a case for it, for why there's more later on. But we'll save for those chapters.
Oh, good.
What do you think of the chapters that came before it? How we got to this point? What do you think?
Natural progression.
Okay.
And they're doing it like there have been stop-starts.
Oh
here and
yeah,
there,
obviously.
but this was a very solid, plan of this is what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Monono is finding out that, yes, they've got the right girl, but they don't have the scroll anymore. And Dr. Toller failed them. So you got to punish the guy. Right in front of Natalie, too.
Yeah.
Why you got to do that? Right in front of Natalie. Like, go around the corner.
Because they're not good people. We're literally dealing with a troll here, Adam.
I understand that.
There's a troll. We're dealing with a troll.
But do you want her to know all your secrets?
Well, they're going to kill her, so why do they care?
Ah, that's true. Never mind.
They're planning on killing her once they get the scroll.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, so why...
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It makes sense why they would just be like, yeah, we're going to talk about this stuff directly in front of her.
Yeah, because when we get the scroll, you're dead.
Exactly.
They literally sent the Shadkey in Dr. Toller's body to go kill Natalie.
And it was just like, just kill her if you have to, but get us the backpack with the scroll.
Yes.
Or I'd just be like, get us the scroll. Kill anyone who gets in your way. Okay.
Wait until we get to those scenes.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, no, it's just wait until we get to them because it's funny. It's just so
good.
It's hilarious. Anything else you want to add to this episode? About this chapter?
No, I think I've said everything I'm going to say.
Okay. So you don't want to comment on the first words of the next chapter?
No. That's going to be next chapter.
But you like that?
I enjoy the imagery of it.
Yeah, it's a funny imagery.
It takes what you've given for imagery regarding characters in this chapter and previous chapters and kind of goes,
Screw it.
You know,
at least for
everyone gets some downtime.
At least for one person. At least for one character. I go like, why not?
Yeah.
The other one is actually kind of consistent.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. All right, we'll wrap this episode up here. What are your thoughts of this chapter? If you have listened to the entire podcast so far, what do you think of the build to this? What do you thought of Natalie just explaining who has it right on the open?
Hey guys, here's all the information.
Yeah. What are your thoughts of me leaving stuff in that were for stuff that was in an earlier draft that got taken out? Comment all that stuff down below, because what your thoughts are there. If you made it this far, I'm assuming you enjoyed it because you got to the end of the podcast. Why don't you go and hit that like button? Nope. Sacrifice that like button as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
And subscribe to Got Writing content on this channel, which is on screen now. You can also go check out Adam's channel, which I now finally put a link on the for.
That's awesome.
There.
You're a cool guy now.
You can go check out his channel for terrible gameplay.
ZOP Gaming.
If you want some great gameplay, check out God of War, because I play because I'm awesome at it.
It's not good.
Tell Adam the axe was always in my hand.
You're as good as my Fortnite stuff, okay?
I know what you're talking about. I'm great at that game. Anyway, pick something. We'll see you there. Bye.